William's here, sister. Oh, hey, William. Good to see you. Welcome, my friends. Putting on my shoes. Sticking with the New Balance until they fall apart. They're actually already probably...
Step into Wig Studio, the platform for agency...
Sorry, guys. Probably already close to 15, maybe even closer to 20 years old. They don't have duct tape on them, though. Yet. Eventually, they'll get there. Shoes aren't really broken in until you break out the duct tape and fix them up. Hi, Jessica. Welcome, my friend. We're going to continue reading from my little book. Does God Have a Hero? Published in 2000, still available, print on demand. If you don't demand it, they ain't going to print it, which is fair enough. It's a book that exists in potentiality until someone says, hey, I wouldn't mind reading that. Hey, Sissy. Grand Risings, everyone. Hey, Sniper. Sniper says, Grand Risings, everyone. Good morning, guys. Give me a second. I'm wondering if I have my book on Kindle. It's available on Kindle. But it's more enjoyable to read for me on the big screen when I'm talking to people. Regardless, what we're going to do is I'm going to read from it in just a minute. And we're also going to do some breath work. Huh. I thought it was available on Kindle, but it appears it isn't. Oh well. What can you do, guys? Let me put my shoe on and then we're going to read. Hey, Kat. It's nice to see you. Today is Tuesday. Tuesday is Saturday for Kat. The first of 2 Saturdays. Tuesday and Wednesdays are both Saturdays. Thursdays are a Sunday. It's all mixed up. It's the world according to Kat. It's a wonderful, mysterious place to visit. All right. I read the preface. I don't know why. Why do I have a preface and why do I have an introduction? Why did we do that? I also have an epilogue and an epigraph. It should just get to the point, right? And what's the point of the book? Well, you got to read the introduction or the preface. And both of which I did the last 2 days. Hey there, Vamps. Goldie's here, says, hi there, lovely people. Hi there, lovely Goldie. What's up, Marlon? Jessica says, hi to Vamps. All right, so, does God have a hero? I hope I can explain. Remember this, we're dealing with concepts. I've had people through the years, again, this was published in 2000, it was written in 1990. I've had people who have different views. Of course, everyone has a different view. Who say, no, God does not have a hero. God does not do this. God does do that. This is conceptual, metaphorical. I am not talking about a separate entity, God, that sits in judgment and saying that you are this and you are that. It's all dealing with concepts. So, for the sake of argument, let's not argue. Hey, the 185 says, some say that fasting for over 4 days can feel somewhat like a wild Timothy Leary party. Any truth to that, Yogi? I have not fasted for 4 days, but I'm going to say no. Having been to a wild Timothy Leary party, not Timothy Leary himself, but Grateful Dead shows, wilder than anything Timothy Leary ever participated in. If you guys, I tell this story often. Ken Kesey, he wrote One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. participated in an experiment by the CIA, turned him into, he was of the Beat generation, more or less, turned him into a hippie. He drove the bus the Bigelow breath further from San Francisco to Princeton, New Jersey in order to hang out with Timothy Leary. And he found Timothy Leary more buttoned down than he would like. The driver of the bus, Neil Cassidy, um, was Dean Moriarty, the hero of Jack Kerouac's On the Road, one of the protagonists. He would juggle sledgehammers in one hand as he drove the bus down mountain roads with the other. He ended up 1969 dead on a beach in Mexico. The last person who was with him was George Walker, who, coincidentally, is a Facebook friend of mine. As well, I'm friends with Ken Kesey's son, Zane. I say friends, Facebook friends, for what that's worth. Anyway, long story longer. The house band, the bus band for the bus further, Ken Kesey, were the Warlocks, who would later change the name to the Grateful Dead. That's my connection with the history of the hippie movement and the Beat generation, of which I feel very deep kinship with. I have fasted for, I think the longest I fasted was 3 days. Actually, the longest I fasted is exactly 3 days. And it was nothing, it's a very cleansing experience, but it is not like, it's not like a dead show, that's for sure. Bram says, I fasted for 7 days and don't know what that party is supposed to be. We've had some great talks about fasting. Goldie, William. Sissy says, how do we turn into a hippie? Asking for a friend. I think some friends are already there. Where was I? Oh, we're going to read real quick. First stanza. When you close your eyes and see God within, you are God's hero. God is never far from us. He is always within us. If we close our eyes and quiet our minds, we will find God within us, waiting to bring forth his awareness into our everyday life. When we discover God within us, we will never again be lonely. How could we? We now have divine companionship. Know that we can never be separate from God. He is part of our every fiber, our very being. We are part of God manifested in human form. When we realize this, we will know real love. We will know God as our forever companion. That is the first stanza of Does God Have a Hero? I wrote this, it published in 2000. I wrote it in 1999. I had only been sober for a few months. Still feeling things out. I meditated. When I finished meditating, I asked myself the question, so what now? What am I supposed to do with my life? I've asked myself a couple times that question throughout life, and I've been given some pretty deep answers, pretty profound answers. This time the answer was, be God's hero, and I have no idea what that meant. And I stood up from my meditation, stood up from my mat, and remember going into the bathroom and asking, so what does that mean? Looking in the mirror, looking at myself, and words started coming to me. And I went and I grabbed a yellow legal pad, and I wrote the entirety of the poem, Does God Have a Hero? In one go. And then I sat with it, and then every couple of days I would write just a little commentary on each stanza. It came together in a little book that I just went to a copy place. What are they called? Do we even have them anymore? And they copied them, and I stapled it together. I shared it with a few friends, and they said, why don't you try to publish it? So I did. I sent it to publishers. They sent it back and said, we don't take unsolicited manuscripts or solicited manuscripts, whatever the case may be. I needed an agent. And I thought, all right, fair enough, that's how it works. So I went to agents, and they said, we don't accept clients who aren't published. And I thought, so man, what a catch 22. No way to do it. That's like when you're an actor, of which I'm not. Um, you need to get a SAG card, a SAG card, in order to be a paid actor. In order to get a SAG card, you need to be in um, a movie or a TV show, and it needs to be a speaking line. So it's almost like a foolproof way of not accepting other people into the fold. Thank you, Goldie. Hey, Jacob. Um, however the case may be, just then, because it was the new days of the interwebs, they had self-publishing print on demand. And this is from iUniverse.com, which is a subsidiary, fancy word, just glad that I pronounced it right, of Barnes & Noble. And Barnes & Noble would carry it and promote it. So I did that. And there it is, 26 years later. 25 years after publishing, 26 years after being written, still available, but again, only in potentiality. Only until someone says, hey, that weird guy on YouTube talks about it every so often. I wonder what's in it. You don't even need to wonder what's in it. I'm going to tell you every day for the next several days. All right. That was a very long stream of conscious presentation of like absolutely no information whatsoever. Let's call it the junk food of conversations. High in sugar, very little nutritional value. But maybe somewhere in there, when I was reading Does God Have a Hero, there might be a glimmer of something that calls to you. Maybe you think, if I sit and I actually pray, not for something, but just to know. The deepest prayer is silence. The deepest prayer is saying, I want to know God. I want to know the reality of God. I don't want to have a belief. I don't want someone to tell me God is this, God is that. I want to know God. I don't remember the Swami. He worked with Christopher Isherwood, who wrote the Berlin stories that later became, I don't remember. Anyway, Christopher Isherwood, great playwright. He became All That Jazz. That was the Christopher Isherwood, wrote Berlin stories, which later became All That Jazz. Am I right about that? Maybe not. Hey, Anna Marie and Anna, all my favorite people. Thanks for being here. Hey, Andrew. I feel like the Gospel of John locates God's hero. Hey, Andrew, let us know how. I'd love to hear that. Liked, done. Good afternoon, my friend. Andrew says, could you read the Gospel of John live for us? I could, but not right now. How about when I'm done reading the God's Have Hero, we'll go through the Gospel of John. Hey, Gmail user. I went to uni, studied both writing and lighting set and acting, and would say if you did nothing with the degree, I know how to view people and observe life. It's not a small thing, my friend. I'm picking up on some healthy fats. I appreciate that. So we're going to do some breath work in just a minute. Jessica says, I'm so lost right now. We're going to dive down deep. We're going to help you find yourself, Jessica. Here's the thing that I want to add. The greatest prayer is to know God. God is the source. All things come from the source. When you know God as your only source, I sometimes get caught up in where are things going to come from? Where's the money going to come from to pay my bills? It's a good question. Where's money going to come from to buy some oatmeal and some lentils? I'm reminded, I told this story the other day. Maharshi Yogi, founder of Transcendental Meditation, wanted to buy a university. And he was asked, where is the money going to come from? And he smiled like it was the most ridiculous question in the world. And he said, from wherever it is right now, meaning God is always the source. I don't need to pray for something to come to me. I need to pray to recognize the source. All things come from the source. All things are already existing. There's already all the money there's ever going to be in the world for anything that you need. You don't need to ask for it. You need to recognize the source. That money is just currency and exchange. Are you putting out the right currency for it to come to you, for it to be received? And money is just an example. It's the same with health. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. Are you putting out the right currency to receive your abundance of emotional health? Are you praying? Are you saying, can I know the source? And the answer is you are connected to the source. Just need to dial it in. Sissy says, we are our ancestors' living prayers answered. My message today is going to come from that resource, our A-Team. Thanks, Sissy. Now I got the A-Team song playing in my head all day. But I love the message. Get one skill and you have a stream of wealth. We're all good at something. Agreed. So let's do some breath work, and then I'm going to go out and take a walk. I had the single best beaver day yesterday I've ever had. 2. Give your attention to the highest form of currency exchange. Absolutely, Sniper. Thank you for that. Timo says, connected, flow with a gift you're given. My gift not the same as yours. Thank you, Gmail. Anna says, yes, I agree, Gmail user. Jessica, you still with us? Let's wake up. Nice and easy. 4x4 breath. Actually, yeah, let's stick with the 4x4. This afternoon, we'll do box breathing. It's been a while since we've done box breathing. Breathing in for 4, exhaling for 4. We're going to breathe in through the nose exclusively. Breathe in the nose for count of 4. There's a slight pause. Don't worry about the pause. I'm going to take care of all the counting. Exhale through the nose for count of 4. Slight pause. We're going to do the ujjayi breathing. That is that ha sound. It helps us extend the breath for count of 4. It helps us extend it in the exhalation for count of 4. If you don't make it to a count of 4, don't worry about it. Don't add any extra stress. There's no wrong way to breathe. Proof, if you're alive, you're doing it correctly. Pretty simple. But we want to use our breath as a very specific tool. And the tool right now is peace, true peace, an unshakable peace. We want to offer ourselves a healing. Let's think of it this way. Every single breath that we're going to take as we're doing this breathing exercise, this pranayama routine, is a prayer. Every single breath that we do, we're going to be asking for a healing. We're going to be asking for a recognition of the source. Imagine this. Another word for breath is inspiration, in spirit. Each breath, you are drawing from an infinite source of giving. And every breath let go, you're giving back to that source. You are in divine circulation. Everything is arriving to you, and you are giving everything back. You are part of that great, great source. Essential. Jessica, pay attention to that word, please. Essential. Jessica, you are essential. You belong. There can't be any place without you. You are absolutely, positively loved. You're certainly essential to me, my friend. All right. Hey, Michael. Yep, definitely get some rest. So for those who wish to participate, if you can close your eyes. Take a breath in. Let's take one breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth with a big sigh. anything that has come, anything that has preceded this moment. We're going to take another breath. Sigh through the mouth. And then shake it off. Anything that has preceded this moment, literally shake the arms out. Anything that has preceded this moment no longer exists. You're in a fresh moment, a fresh new breath. We're breathing in the reality of this moment. Reality is always open and accepting and loving. We've shaken it off, stepped into the present moment, fully aware. Keep breathing, bring that soft focus of attention to the nose, breathing in through the nose, exhaling through the nose at whatever cadence, whatever feels comfortable for you. Breathing in, breathing out. In through the nose, out through the nose. Let's bring that ujjayi breathing in. Make that ha sound. We're breathing in with a soft snore, like a very tiny Darth Vader. Making that raspy sound. Very soft constriction of the throat. The sound of the ocean. This sound, this breath, is our very best friend. Soothing, healing, relaxing. Keeping us grounded in the reality of spirit itself. Breathing in, breathing out. This next breath, if you would breathe in for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. And in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. Last breath for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. And let go of the breath. Allowing it to settle. Breathing at your own pace, your own cadence, comfortable, relaxed. Just sit. Sit with the experience of consciously breathing, consciously connecting to the source of every single exhalation, every single inhalation, and how everything is given. You don't have to search for oxygen. There's an abundance of air. And where does it even come from? It's invisible, and yet it's ever present. Everything you need to heal, everything you need to recognize your own wholeness is already present. The breath is a prayer of our connection. We share the same breath. Right now, I'm actually breathing in molecules that you have previously breathed in before. Not only that, but Michelangelo, but Jesus. Every person who has ever drawn a breath has breathed in the same molecules that you are breathing in right now, which means anyone who has ever been healed, anyone who has ever awakened to their own connection is offering you those molecules of our connection. Breathe them in deep, and recognize that you are whole and you are healed and you are loved. And with that, open your eyes. I'll see you in the chat. Anna says, thank you so much, Yogi. You're welcome. Anna, thank you. Anna, I appreciate your presence so much, my friend. There are people who show up, and you know who you are. They show up on a live stream, and you automatically have this internal sigh, and you think, all right, this is going to be a good live stream, because even if I stumble and mumble on my words, which I just did, this person is here. I hope each of you who are that person recognize yourself. I have a room filled with them right now. Hey, Life with Andrea. Sorry I missed you coming in. Says Eric, I have a very simple technique I use in visualization to shake off unwanted energies. Envision yourself standing under a cascading waterfall of pure, brilliant light. Feel that light washing over you, dissolving any lingering negativity, stress, or tension. As it flows downward, imagine it carrying away anything that no longer serves you, leaving you feeling refreshed, cleansed, and vibrant. Awesome, Sniper. Jessica says, well, thank you. You're welcome, Jessica. Kat says, sorry. I don't know why. I got tears coming to my eyes, and it made me laugh and cry at the very same time. I don't know why. No idea why. Kat says, that was beautiful. Thank you, Yogi. Thank you, guys. Sorry, guys. I'm so freaking weird. I'm okay with it. As long as I just don't want you guys to think, I wonder if Yogi knows how weird he actually is. I know how weird I am. The bell rang inside you. It did. Thank you, Snuffer. Sissy says, thank you, Yogi Eric. Thank you, guys. Oh, man. I love you guys. Thank you for this moment. Kat says, I love you and you're weird. Now I'm a weird cat. Thank you, guys. Thank you for this moment. All right, I'm gonna head outside. Kat says, Eric, you said there was no wrong way to breathe, but I have choked in my own saliva. Don't blame the universe. Blame that saliva. That was funny, Sissy. Look out the omni love to all and to you. Anna says, good morning, Kat. Yes, it was beautiful. Like it is every day. Thank you, guys. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get outside. Yesterday, like I said, 2 beavers for the price of 1. One was eating a branch. The other was submerged, coming out of the algae, like a little tiny creature of the Black Lagoon. And you just sat around eating algae. Sempre says, soul, know the distinction between breathing, drowning, and love. Love you too, Sissy. Gmail says, return to sender. Look after your beaver. I will, my friend. Thank you, guys. Take care. Jessica says, it was chunky. That one was chunky. That must be some really good algae. Thank you, Lucy. We get some love vibes for Lucy. Much appreciated. Take care, my friends.